to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Michelle Casey, the Associate Director and Campaign Manager for the Central Missouri Humane Society. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I am good. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, of course. So I know there's always lots going on at the
yeah.
Humane Society. Always lots of wonderful animals. But tell us what you guys have going on right now that's kind of special.
So we're in the middle of summer, so that's a very busy time for us. Shelters around the country refer to the spring and summer months as kitten season. So it's when the increased temperatures and the longer daylight hours really kicks cats into a breeding cycle. And cats can actually have multiple litters throughout a season. So really important for us to get out there and really start tackling that problem. But we are overwhelmed with kittens right now. So if you're interested in fostering is always fun to take a litter of kittens home.
Fostering is fun. And fun story, we got our very first kitten fostering from the Humane Society several years ago when my daughter, who's in college now, was in middle school, and it was a foster fail.
I was going to say you failed.
Yeah, it's how we ended up. We've had 3 since then. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. I've done it too.
It does. So just know, when you get one, you probably got one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got that going on. So we're really busy at the shelter. So just trying to bring in money just for daily operations and stuff, just because we got so many animals, and really the veterinary care, that's a huge expense because all of our animals come spayed and neutered, up to date on vaccinations, full bill of health. So we want to make sure that we can continue to offer these services and provide that to our adopters. So busy summer at the shelter for sure. Always looking for volunteers and fosters. Always amazing to have. We really rely on them as a nonprofit. The other exciting thing that we have going on is we are in a capital campaign. We've been in the silent phase for a while. Lots of things to do behind the scenes as far as getting renderings done, figuring out floor plans, all that good stuff. So we're excited to announce that we have secured a piece of property. It's 17 and a half acres, and it is on East Brown School Road. And it's a beautiful property. It's right outside of the city, so it's in the city, but it feels like it's kind of in the country. It's quiet, it's low stress out there. So we're really excited to have that, and we're hoping to have an animal care campus where we can bring in community partners, and it can really be a one-stop shop for all needs as far as animals go.
Oh, wow.
So we're thrilled to have purchased this property, and now we just got to keep that fundraising going for the new building. So something very exciting is we had an incredibly generous donor step forward and offer to match every single dollar in the month of July. So you still have time to give. Every dollar you give is matched. $1, $5, $500. It makes such a difference for the animals in our care. So if you're able to, any donation, every dollar, big or small, makes a big difference for us and gets us one step closer to that new building.
Yeah, and that is, it does not hurt to reiterate that. There is a match going on right now through the end of July. And so you still have, a little bit over a week left to get those donations in. And I don't think people realize how much those matches mean to nonprofits, right? So if you're sitting home and you're thinking, I don't have a lot to give, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If you've got $5, that's $10.
Exactly.
And that does a lot. And we've been in continuous operation since 1943, which is pretty incredible. So we have learned how to use a dollar and to stretch that as far as it can. So we value every single dollar that's donated, and this match really will make double the impact.
Yeah.
So we're just really, really grateful to that donor and to everyone who has donated so far, and really just to the entire community, because they're the ones who have kept us in operation for all of these years. And we have been close to having to close our doors just because of no resources, no funding, and somehow we've been able to persevere. And it's really because of the staff and the board. They show up, they do their job even when it's hard, and I'm incredibly grateful to them. So also in the middle of this summer, I would love to just say a shout out to our staff, because you guys are lovely and you do such a hard job, and so grateful to work with them.
Yeah, I know you guys work really hard over there, and I mean, what an asset to the community, right? To be able to have somewhere where the pets are being taken care of, the animals are being taken care of really well, and that any animal you get from there is being taken care of, has been taken care of really well. When they come to you, they already have had everything that they need up to that point.
Yeah. And we know that, it's not just about housing an animal. It's not just about safe shelter and food. We want to make sure that we are meeting their emotional and their mental needs, because a lot of these animals have been through some traumatic situations. Some are neglect and cruelty cases. Others are just strays who are just in a new environment, and it's just scary. It smells weird. There's lots of noises. And so making sure that we are there for them on all levels is so important. So we put a lot of energy into enrichment and doing enrichment training. All of our dogs start on clicker training when they come to the shelter, so they kind of have some manners and things like that they've learned, and it really just helps them in the shelter to kind of adjust to the stress, but also just helps set them up for success when they get into those new homes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do all kinds of stuff. We do sound therapy, we do scent therapy, all kinds of cool things. We've also found that audiobooks and classical music dogs react really well to.
Really?
Yeah, so that's exciting. So after we clean and feed in the morning, then we'll turn on some either a story or some sort of music, and then everyone takes their hour nap between 11 and 12 before everyone comes in at noon. So
that sounds like a good day.
It is. I wish I could. I almost pick a cage back there and grab a bed.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good day. I bet they really enjoy their days. Like, it's classical music time, and then it's nap time.
And then it's nice when people come in and we open at noon, because everyone's had a little nap, everyone's, de-stressed and has had their breakfast, and so they're set to meet some new families.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, how many pets do you have going in and out on a daily basis? It's got to be like a rotating, like a turnstile door, I almost envision it like,
Yeah, so we're the only open admission shelter in Boone County. So we do not discriminate based on age, breed, health, temperament. So we take in pretty much everything that we can. If we can help, we will. So we are oftentimes very full. And so you never know what's going to come in on an intake day. We've had days where we've taken in 2 or 3 animals. The other day we took in, I think, 16 kittens in 2 hours. Wow. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen. But usually in the summers, we are pretty full on space. So again, just reaching out to fosters and anyone who's even just short term able to just take an animal home for the weekend makes a big difference for them. And you learn a whole lot about their personality when they're away from the shelter and in a home environment.
Okay, that's true. So that's why being in a home environment helps you guys, because you hear back from the person that they've been with. Okay, what were they like when they were outside of the shelter? Okay. That's
yeah,
important.
and a good amount of the dogs that we take in are strays from Boone County, and so we just don't have a background, and it's such a shame because you're trying to match them with the right person, but you really aren't getting to know their personality except in the shelter. Okay. So whenever we have owned animals that are surrendered, we have the owners fill out a personality profile, so we know all kinds of facts about them. We can help match them, but with the strays, them going to foster is so helpful because we really learn a lot about them and then can better match them with a good family.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, we've got the website for you. Still the website one more time for everybody who's listening?
cmhspets.org, and there's a campaign page you can check out and you can donate directly online.
Perfect. All right, through the end of July, there's a match.
That's right.